Okay, Mark Heath here with Ross Halls. We're reacting to the news, Ross, that Scott Fraser is no longer an Ipswich Town player. Interesting one, this, on transfer deadline day. He signed for Charlton Athletic, a player only arrived in the summer, and I think this will split quite a few of the fans. What's your instant reaction to it?
Disappointed, to be honest. I was when it was confirmed, I saw straight away flood loads of Town fans not very happy. I think they were like me. I was excited when he first signed in the summer, before Selena, before Morsey, deadline day in the summer. I think Scott Fraser was on a lot of people's list of what a signing. It's just he hasn't played in his 10 role, and yeah, it's disappointing. He's gone to Charlton, who are a League One rival.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're struggling a bit, aren't they, at the moment, Charlton? I think they're down in 15th, but potentially a League One rival down the track that he's gone to. Where do you think it didn't happen with Fraser? He never really found a position, did he, on the pitch? He came to Town as the consensus best number 10 in the division, and never really played there. Had a few games there, played out left, played deep as well. Just couldn't seem to find a consistent spot in the side.
No, we never saw the best of him, really. He scored on his debut, which is a good start for him against Morecambe, and then of course went on to miss a penalty against Burton the following week against his former side. But yeah, he played so many different roles. Left midfield just wasn't for him, and he played there. I think I saw someone put a stat out: the 20 games he played, I think he played 13 of them on the left midfield. He played 3 at his favourable number 10, and I think he played a couple in the right mid and then a couple in centre mid as well. And I didn't mind him actually a bit deeper, but his best role is number 10. That's where he scored all those goals, all those assists for MK Dons last year. A lot of people knew of his time at Burton Albion, where he also impressed there. So I think it just hasn't worked out because he hasn't played in his favourable position. Paulcook just didn't play him there. And of course, Lena came through the door. And of course, he's been starting. Other players has played there. And yeah, that is just basically the big question mark is what we'd seen. We never saw the best of him because he didn't play there, which is just disappointing. A lot of fans just thinking what could have been if Scott Fraser did play in that number 10 role.
What did you like about him as a player, Ross? You're obviously sad that he's gone. What did you like about him in the games that you saw him play?
I think, once again, he's a player that I knew of because of his exploits at MK Dons. He can score goals, gets a hit assist. He can be a bit lightweight at times, but I don't think, you need that as a number 10 role. I think you just there, pick up the ball and you create something. I think with now Sam Morsey in the side, I think he would have, flourished under him, but he just hasn't played. But he's a goal scoring midfielder, and we hadn't had that at the club for many, many years. Think about I'm trying to think like Tommy Miller. He's like a Tommy Miller-esque player. He can score goals from the midfield, get assists, and that's what we've lacked in the last few years. Definitely in League One, we didn't have any players scoring over 10 goals, and that was our strikers. But that's what I liked of him, and a lot of Town fans were excited because of what he did for MK Dons. But yeah, it's just it's disappointing, but it's one of those things. Hope this deal doesn't come back to bite us, but you just never know.
Is there any argument that it's good business on Town's behalf, Ross? Because it's been reported, obviously, as an undisclosed fee. We understand it's around 500 grand, a small profit on what Town paid for him. So they've made a bit of money. Is it just sensible business that they've decided to essentially cut their losses? We can't find a place for him in the side. I'm sure Fraser himself is keen to play and maybe pushing to go somewhere he's going to play. So could you? I know you're upset that he's left, but could an argument be made that that's just sensible stuff from Town? Not every single one of those 19 players they bought in the summer were going to work out, were they?
No, I think, signing 19 players in a summer window, there's going to be a few that weren't probably going to make it long term. Scott Fraser definitely wasn't one of those players. Sonny Aluko is the main one. He's playing in that 10 role now. You thought straight away, yeah, he'll probably leave in January, and then, yeah, whatever. But Scott Fraser, I don't know. I think it will bite us in the butt, to be honest. I think he'll do well at Charlton. He's proven it in League One. I don't know. We ain't got to play Charlton now, have we? Or do we? No, we do, actually. Last game of the season. That could be a deciding game for us in the playoffs. So, and he could go and score and, go, yeah, that's what you could have had. But I don't know. We should wait and see. But as you said, 19 players in the summer. They weren't all going to work out. And unfortunately for Scott Fraser, he's one of them.
So that's 2 departures in midfield. We've had Fraser and Nolan both leave today. Town have signed Tariq Backinson in the window as well. Is there a need to go out and get a midfielder today, do you think? Obviously, time's running out now. Are Town leaving themselves a bit short in midfield? Morsley's out at the moment. Evans is injured. Idris El Mazouni being talked about going out on loan. Raheem Harper as well. I think it sounds like Mazouni's going to stay for the time being. Would you like them to maybe look to bring someone in the remaining hours?
I think so, but then you also think, why did you get rid of Scott Fraser then? If you're going to then replace him, because
Yeah.
I think that's what a lot of people think, like just in case there is injuries, which we've got, suspensions or anything like that. But once again, we've got a lot of number 10s, so maybe we don't need that sort of similar player. Because if we didn't sign Selena on loan, I'm sure Scott Fraser, it's like Louis Barry. Once again, Louis Barry has been recalled. He's now gone to Swindon because Selena came in and there wasn't room for him to play. So it's a weird one really, because Scott Fraser would be in anybody's starting 11, but because we've got these other players in his position, it's sort of like he doesn't start. So I think there is now a need for another midfielder because, Morsey's suspended for another 2 games. Evans has still got a bit of an injury. If we are going to loan out Raheem Harper, Idris, of course, played. Idris El Mazouni played on Saturday. But I think just to make sure we've got a backup, just in case I don't want to play players out of position, which is the reason why Scott Fraser hasn't worked out, because he has been played out of position. So, I think, let's bring in another player. But then why do we get rid of Scott Fraser? But you just never know with these sort of things.
So final thoughts then, Ross. You're saying this is a move that you think is going to come back to bite Town on the old bottom in the future?
I think so, because he's an excellent player when he's played in the correct system. And last season, 14 goals, 6 assists for MK Dons, and I thought, okay, we've got a player here, which we did have, but just hasn't worked out. And hopefully the final day when we play Charlton, hopefully he doesn't bite us in the butt, because that would not be good look for us. But best of luck to Scott, and we'll see what happens for the future with him.
Absolutely. So Scott Fraser no longer an Ipswich Town player. He departs having played 20 times for Town, scoring 1 goal. I think the last time he played was that lamentable FA Cup showing at Barrow, where he got subbed at half-time. I'm going to disagree with you, Ross. Just to play devil's advocate, I think it's actually quite good business from Town. He's clearly doesn't really fit in the side. He can't kind of just be left to rot on the bench, and his value depreciates even more when he's not playing. So I think it makes sense to maybe cut your losses and get rid of him while you can still kind of cover what you paid for him and maybe get a little bit more back and maybe look to do something with that money. I don't know. But for me, I think it's sensible business from Town. We shall see. Follow us all the rest of the day. Obviously, transfer deadline day. Stuff's happening all the time. Follow it all with us. And we'll speak to you next time.